We all have goals. We all have dreams. But here's the truth: dreams don't work unless you do. If you want to achieve something remarkable, if you want to create a legacy, then you need to understand this one thing. The key to success is not motivation, it's discipline. Motivation is an emotion, and emotions come and go. One day you'll feel ready to conquer the world. The next day you'll feel like giving up. But discipline is constant. It pushes you when motivation is nowhere to be found. Let me tell you something about discomfort. Comfort is the enemy of growth. You cannot grow in a space where everything feels easy and safe. If you want to achieve greatness, you have to force yourself to take the hard actions, the ones that stretch you beyond what you think you're capable of. Every time you push through that discomfort, you're building a muscle. And that muscle, it's called resilience. It's what allows you to keep going when others quit. I'm going to let you in on a secret: small actions lead to big results. You don't need to make a giant leap to change your life. It's the little steps that add up. Today's small, consistent effort will compound into tomorrow's success. It's like planting seeds in a garden. You may not see the fruits immediately, but if you keep watering and nurturing, those seeds will grow into something beautiful and valuable. Expect setbacks. They will come. They always do. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they react to them. Setbacks are not failures. They are fuel. They're the lessons, the experiences that make you better, stronger, smarter. Resilience is key. You have to be able to bounce back, to keep going no matter what happens. Let me remind you of this: consistency is the secret weapon. Consistency doesn't require perfection. It requires commitment. It requires showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's the little things done repeatedly over time that lead to massive success. Your future self will thank you for staying consistent today. If you want the best advice for 2025, here it is: force yourself to get it done. Push yourself to do what others are too lazy to do. Embrace the discomfort. Take small actions every day, build resilience, and remain consistent. The path to success is not easy, but it's worth it. The choice is yours. Be disciplined, stay committed, and make 2025 the year you finally achieve everything you've been working for. Discipline is often the hardest thing to master, but it is undeniably the most important factor in achieving success. We often hear the phrase, just stay motivated or get inspired, but let's face it, motivation is unreliable. It's an emotion, and like all emotions, it fluctuates. One day you may feel on top of the world, ready to conquer anything. The next day you may feel drained, uninspired, and unmotivated. If you rely solely on motivation, you will find yourself constantly chasing an elusive feeling that often vanishes when you need it the most. This is where discipline becomes crucial. Motivation may fade, but discipline is something you can rely on. Discipline is the ability to keep going even when motivation isn't there. It's the force that drives you to take action when you don't feel like it. It's not about feeling motivated every day. It's about doing what needs to be done regardless of how you feel. Consider this: you wake up tired, the bed is warm, and you don't want to get up, but you've set a goal. You've committed to doing something important, and you know that in order to reach that goal, you must take consistent action. You could stay in bed, let the discomfort take over, and justify why you deserve a break. That's the easy choice, the comfortable choice. But the disciplined choice, the one that leads to success, is getting up anyway. It's deciding to work through the discomfort, to push past the urge to stay in a place of comfort. Discipline isn't about making everything easy. It's about making the right choice, even when it's difficult. You start to build habits, positive habits that will shape the course of your life. These habits don't require you to feel inspired or motivated. They are automatic, consistent actions that become a part of your daily routine. In the beginning, it might feel like a struggle, but as you continue to repeat those actions, they will become second nature. You will no longer have to rely on fleeting motivation because you've created a framework for success built on daily, disciplined actions. Think of discipline as a muscle. Just like any muscle, the more you use it, the stronger it becomes. When you start exercising discipline, it may feel difficult at first, but the more you practice it, the easier it gets. Over time, you'll find that it becomes easier to push yourself to work, to complete tasks, and to follow through on your commitments, even when you don't feel like it. That's when the magic happens. Your productivity increases, your ability to achieve goals accelerates, and you start to see the results of your efforts. Discipline allows you to build momentum. Even when motivation is nowhere to be found, discipline keeps you moving forward. Another key aspect of discipline is learning to prioritize. Life is filled with distractions, social media, TV shows, endless entertainment options, but discipline forces you to focus on what really matters. It forces you to say no to the things that won't help you achieve your goals. It teaches you how to create a plan and stick to it. Discipline isn't just about doing things consistently, it's about doing the right things consistently. That means prioritizing important tasks over short-term pleasures or distractions. When you focus on what truly matters, you can make meaningful progress toward your goals. Additionally, discipline provides a sense of control in a world that often feels chaotic. In the midst of all the noise and uncertainty, discipline allows you to take command of your actions. You know what you need to do, and you take steps to do it, regardless of external circumstances. This sense of control can reduce anxiety and stress because you're not at the mercy of fleeting emotions or external factors. You're in charge of your life, and discipline is the tool that keeps you on track, even when things feel out of control. Discipline also helps you build resilience. Life is full of challenges, obstacles, and setbacks. Without discipline, it's easy to give up when things get tough. But with discipline, you develop the strength to persevere. When you face difficulties, discipline helps you to keep going even when it's easier to quit. It teaches you to stay focused on your long-term goals rather than being derailed by short-term setbacks. It's the ability to keep pushing forward despite the inevitable challenges that life throws at you. Let's not forget the importance of consistency. Success is rarely the result of a single extraordinary effort. Instead, it is the product of consistently showing up and doing the work day in and day out. Discipline gives you the consistency to keep showing up, even when things feel monotonous or mundane. It's the small, repeated actions that build the foundation for bigger achievements. Whether it's reading a book every day, working on a project every evening, or committing to a workout routine, discipline turns these small actions into substantial progress over time. Discipline is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. It's the ability to stay focused on the bigger picture and make the daily sacrifices required to achieve your dreams. Motivation may spark the fire, but discipline is what keeps the fire burning. If you want to achieve anything of significance in life, you need to develop the discipline to do the work, even when you don't feel like it. Over time, this discipline will become the foundation upon which you build your success. And as you achieve your goals, you will realize that discipline was not just the key to getting things done, it was the key to transforming your entire life. Success doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you make the conscious choice to step out of your comfort zone and embrace the discomfort that comes with growth. Many people avoid discomfort because it feels painful or unfamiliar. But here's the reality: discomfort is the birthplace of progress. Growth, whether it's personal, professional, or spiritual, takes place when we push ourselves beyond what feels easy. If we only ever did what was comfortable, we'd never expand our abilities or reach our true potential. You might have experienced this yourself. The first time you did something new, whether it was speaking in front of a crowd, starting a new project, or learning a new skill, it probably felt overwhelming or uncomfortable. Yet after some time, as you continued to push through that discomfort, you became better at it. It became easier, and you realized that what once felt impossible was now a normal part of your routine. This is the power of embracing discomfort. It leads to improvement, and the more you embrace it, the more it becomes part of who you are. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you expand your boundaries. The more you challenge yourself, the more your capacity to handle challenges grows. And what starts as an uncomfortable experience will soon feel natural. When you step into discomfort regularly, you begin to see it as a signal that you are on the right path, that you are pushing yourself to become better. Discomfort isn't a sign to stop. It's a sign that you're exactly where you need to be if you want to achieve something great. The reason so many people stay stuck in mediocrity is because they avoid discomfort at all costs. They seek the easy road, the one with no challenges, the one that doesn't ask too much from them. But the truth is, the easy road leads nowhere. It's the hard road, the one filled with challenges, failures, and obstacles that leads to growth and success. If you only do what's easy, you'll never see the results you want. Success requires you to break through barriers, overcome challenges, and keep going even when it feels difficult. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or hoping that things will magically get easier. It's about finding the courage to keep moving forward even when things are hard. Think about the people you admire, the ones who have achieved remarkable things. They didn't get there by playing it safe. They faced difficulties, took risks, and pushed themselves beyond their limits. They embraced discomfort as part of the journey. Without it, they wouldn't have reached their full potential. Discomfort teaches you lessons that you can't learn any other way. It builds resilience, strengthens your character, and reveals strengths you didn't know you had. Every time you push through a difficult situation, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you thought. You develop a level of confidence that comes from knowing you've survived tough situations and emerged stronger on the other side. Resilience doesn't come from avoiding difficulty. It comes from experiencing it and continuing to move forward. When life knocks you down, discomfort is what forces you to stand back up. When things don't go according to plan, discomfort is what keeps you focused and determined. Life isn't always going to be easy. There will be moments of failure, confusion, and struggle. But those moments aren't meant to break you. They're meant to build you. They're meant to show you what you're capable of when you refuse to give up. And it's important to understand that discomfort doesn't always come in the form of failure. Sometimes discomfort is simply stepping into the unknown, trying something you've never done before. It's speaking up when you're usually quiet, taking on a project that challenges you, or facing your fears head on. The point is to deliberately step into situations that stretch you, even when it feels uncomfortable. The more you make it a habit to face discomfort, the more you grow. People often look for shortcuts or easy paths to success, but the truth is that these paths don't lead anywhere substantial. It's the hard work, the struggle, and the discomfort that carve out the road to real success. If you want to make significant progress in your life, you must be willing to endure some discomfort along the way. It's not about suffering for the sake of suffering, but about understanding that discomfort is a necessary part of the process. Without it, you will never experience the level of growth that you are truly capable of. You can't have the reward without the work. You can't expect to reach your highest potential without stepping into the discomfort of the unknown. Every time you face a challenge and choose to keep going, you get closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. The journey won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. So the next time you find yourself avoiding discomfort, remember, it's not there to hold you back. It's there to propel you forward. Whether it's a personal goal, a career aspiration, or a dream you're working toward, consistency becomes the bedrock of your success. Consistency is the engine that drives long-term achievement. It's the difference between success and failure. The most successful people didn't get there by making occasional big efforts. They got there by showing up every single day, putting in the work, and making steady progress toward their goals. The truth is that success isn't a sprint. It's a marathon, and the people who win are the ones who consistently put one foot in front of the other day in and day out. Consistency is the secret to mastering any skill, achieving any goal, and making significant progress. Whether it's learning to play an instrument, building a business, or improving your health, consistency is what separates those who succeed from those who quit. It's easy to start something with excitement, to dive into a new project or goal with full force. But what sets the successful apart is their ability to keep going, even when the excitement fades. When the initial motivation wears off, consistency is what keeps you moving forward. It's the discipline of showing up every day, even when things are tough, that leads to mastery. Think about building a habit. When you first start, it's challenging. You may forget, you may not see immediate results, and you may feel like giving up. But the key to success is doing it anyway, day after day. Over time, your consistency pays off, and what once felt like a struggle becomes a part of your routine. This is how habits are built, by consistently taking small actions that compound over time. The power of consistency is in its ability to create momentum. Even if you don't feel like doing the work, showing up consistently creates the foundation for success. Consistency is also about resilience, the ability to bounce back when things don't go as planned. It's about staying the course when the results aren't immediate or when challenges arise. Most people give up too soon because they don't see immediate success. But the key is to keep going even when it feels like nothing is happening. Success takes time, and it's the consistent effort over time that leads to the breakthroughs you're looking for. Think about the importance of consistent action in your personal growth. If you make the commitment to work on yourself every day, even in small ways, you will eventually see the results. Whether it's reading a few pages of a book every day, writing a little bit each morning, or taking time for self-reflection, consistency creates a cumulative effect that leads to profound personal transformation. The changes may not be immediate, but over time, you'll see how far you've come and you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish. The beauty of consistency is that it's within your control. It's not about waiting for the right moment or the perfect circumstances. Consistency is about showing up regardless of how you feel or what obstacles come your way. It's about creating a routine, sticking to it, and trusting that eventually your efforts will pay off. The more consistent you are, the more confident you become in your ability to achieve your goals. You'll realize that success isn't about talent or luck. It's about the steady, relentless pursuit of your goals, no matter the challenges or setbacks. If you want to achieve something great, commit to consistency. Make it a habit to show up every day, put in the work, and trust the process. Success isn't a one-time event. It's a result of consistent effort over time. And when you stay consistent, you'll not only achieve your goals, but also become the person you need to be to accomplish even greater things in the future. Every journey towards success begins with a single step, and often that step is much smaller than you might expect. Many people get caught up in the notion that success requires grand, sweeping actions or dramatic changes. The truth is, small actions taken consistently lead to extraordinary results over time. This idea of compound growth is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who only talk about them. Every little decision you make, every small action you take toward your goal adds up. When you start taking action, no matter how small, you begin to build momentum, and momentum is a powerful thing. Think of it this way. Imagine you want to run a marathon. If you try to run 26 miles on your first day, you'll likely give up after a few miles or even a few steps. It's overwhelming. However, if you break it down and start by running just 1 mile each day, over time, you'll build the endurance you need to complete the marathon. One small step, repeated every day, leads to progress. It's the same with any goal. You don't need to make huge leaps to achieve something big. You simply need to commit to taking small, consistent actions. This is the power of the compound effect. Small actions lead to big results. Whether it's spending a few minutes a day improving a skill, writing a paragraph every morning, or saving a small amount of money every week, these tiny actions stack up. Over time, they accumulate, and you'll look back and realize just how far you've come. The secret to extraordinary achievement is not in the occasional burst of energy or the occasional big breakthrough. It's in the steady day-by-day progress. Small actions performed consistently over time create exponential growth. The same principle applies to your personal development. If you commit to reading just 10 pages of a book each day, in a year, you'll have read several books that can completely change the way you think and act. It's not about cramming everything into a single session or trying to do it all at once. It's about those small, incremental steps that, when repeated, create massive change. Small actions may not seem significant in the moment, but when compounded over time, they build the foundation for success. The key here is commitment to the process, even when the results aren't immediate. There will be times when you don't see any noticeable progress, and that's okay. This is where patience and persistence come into play. Success is a long-term game. The compound effect only works if you stay committed to the process, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Every action, no matter how small, is a step forward. Each small effort leads to a larger outcome, and eventually you'll see the fruits of your labor. It's the consistent accumulation of small efforts that leads to transformation both in your personal life and in your professional pursuits. Commit to the daily actions that lead to success. The bigger picture may seem daunting, but when broken down into small, manageable steps, it becomes much more achievable. Don't underestimate the power of small actions. They may feel insignificant in the moment, but over time, they create an unstoppable force that propels you forward toward your goals. Resilience is often seen as an innate trait that some people just have, but the truth is, resilience can be cultivated. It's not about avoiding challenges or hardships. It's about how you respond to them. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to keep moving forward even when things don't go as planned, and to persist in the face of adversity. Life will inevitably throw curveballs at you, but the most successful people are not those who avoid difficulty. They are the ones who embrace it and keep going. The key to resilience is a mindset shift. Instead of seeing challenges as obstacles, see them as opportunities for growth. When something goes wrong, instead of feeling defeated, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this challenge help me grow? This shift in perspective is what helps you turn setbacks into stepping stones. Resilient individuals don't quit when things get tough. They dig deeper, adapt, and find a way to move forward. One of the most powerful aspects of resilience is that it's not about avoiding failure. It's about learning how to recover from it. Everyone faces failure at some point, but what sets the successful apart is their ability to bounce back. The more resilient you are, the more willing you are to try again after a setback to improve and to keep moving toward your goals. Instead of viewing failure as a reason to quit, resilient people see it as feedback. Failure is a sign that you're pushing your boundaries, that you're taking risks, and that you're doing something new. Every failure provides valuable lessons that will help you do better the next time. Resilience also requires emotional control. It's about managing your emotions and not letting setbacks dictate your mood or behavior. When something goes wrong, it's easy to become frustrated or discouraged, but resilience is about acknowledging those feelings and moving forward regardless. It's not about denying your emotions, it's about not letting them control you. When you develop resilience, you develop emotional strength, and this emotional strength becomes your greatest asset as you face life's inevitable challenges. The most resilient people are those who are able to stay calm in the face of adversity. They don't let temporary setbacks derail their entire journey. Instead, they stay focused on their end goal, knowing that challenges are just part of the process. Resilience is built through experience, through trial and error, and through the willingness to keep going even when the road gets tough. The more you practice resilience, the easier it becomes to navigate obstacles and setbacks, and the more confident you become in your ability to overcome anything life throws at you. Resilience is non-negotiable. It's what will allow you to keep going when others quit. It's the ability to keep fighting even when the odds seem stacked against you. Resilience is a skill, and like any skill, it can be developed with practice. By shifting your mindset, embracing failure as a lesson, and learning how to manage your emotions, you can build the resilience needed to achieve your greatest goals. The path to success is rarely smooth. In fact, it's often filled with bumps, detours, and setbacks. But what determines whether or not you'll succeed is your ability to stay the course, to be resilient in the face of challenges, and to keep moving forward no matter what. Resilience is the cornerstone of long-term success, and it's what will allow you to turn every obstacle into an opportunity for growth. Consistency is often the unsung hero of success. Everyone knows that success requires hard work, but few realize that it's the little things done consistently over time that lead to extraordinary achievements. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that success requires massive, groundbreaking actions. However, true success is built on the foundation of consistent, everyday efforts. The most successful people aren't necessarily the most talented. They are the ones who show up consistently, put in the work day after day, and make steady progress toward their goals. Consistency means showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's doing the work, even when the results aren't immediately apparent. It's staying focused on the long-term goal, even when the journey feels tedious or difficult. The power of consistency lies in its ability to create momentum. The more consistently you show up, the easier it becomes to stay on track, Success isn't about making big leaps or waiting for the perfect moment. It's about doing the small, sometimes mundane tasks every day and trusting that they will add up over time. Think about building any skill or habit. In the beginning, it's difficult. It feels like progress is slow, and you might even question whether it's worth the effort. But over time, as you stay consistent, you start to see improvements. Those small actions repeated consistently lead to compound growth. Success is a marathon, not a sprint. The key to reaching the finish line is consistency. Whether you're working on your fitness, building a business, or developing a new skill, it's the small, repeated efforts that make the biggest impact in the long run. Consistency also helps you build discipline. It teaches you how to push through when you're not feeling motivated or inspired. It's about showing up when the excitement fades and continuing to put in the effort even when the results aren't visible yet. Over time, consistency becomes a habit, and habits are powerful. The more you make something a habit, the less effort it takes. It becomes automatic, and before you know it, you've achieved your goal without having to constantly force yourself to take action. One of the biggest challenges with consistency is the temptation to compare yourself to others. It's easy to look at someone who seems to be achieving success faster or more easily and feel discouraged. But consistency is a personal journey. You're not competing with anyone else. You're competing with yourself, and the only way to improve is to continue showing up, even when progress seems slow. The key is to stay focused on your own journey and trust that consistent effort will eventually pay off. It's the consistent, everyday actions that lead to massive success. Whether it's working on your craft, improving yourself, or building something meaningful, it's the steady, persistent effort that produces results. Consistency is what separates those who succeed from those who give up too soon. Keep showing up, keep doing the work, and trust the process. Success is a product of consistent action. Whether it's personal, professional, or even spiritual, one of the most important aspects of success is having a clear vision. A vision serves as your North Star, guiding you through the uncertainties and challenges that inevitably arise. Without a vision, you may find yourself wandering aimlessly, unsure of which direction to take. The power of a clear vision is that it gives you a sense of purpose, focus, and motivation, especially when things get tough. Having a vision means knowing exactly what you want to achieve and being able to picture the end result in your mind. This vision acts as a map, showing you not only where you want to go, but also what you need to do to get there. The clearer your vision, the more focused your efforts will be. Without a clear goal or direction, it's easy to become distracted by the noise and distractions of everyday life. But when you have a vision, every action you take becomes intentional and purposeful. You know exactly why you're working hard and what you're working toward. It's important to understand that a vision isn't just about having a goal. It's about truly believing in that goal. Your vision should be something that excites you, something that challenges you to grow and push your limits. A true vision should inspire you to take action even when it seems difficult. Vision is about more than just dreaming big. It's about committing to the process that will get you to that dream. It's not enough to have a vague sense of what you want. You need to be able to see it in your mind, to feel it, and to take deliberate steps toward making it a reality. A powerful vision helps you overcome obstacles. There will be times when you encounter setbacks, and during these times, your vision will be what keeps you going. When faced with a challenge, your vision reminds you of why you started, and it provides the motivation to continue moving forward. The clearer and more compelling your vision is, the easier it will be to push through difficulties. A strong vision helps you remain committed even when it feels like the path is tough. Without a vision, setbacks may feel like dead ends, but with a vision, every obstacle becomes just another stepping stone toward your goal. To keep your vision alive, it's crucial to visualize it daily. Spend time regularly imagining yourself achieving your goal. Picture yourself in the future, living your vision as if it's already happening. This helps to solidify your belief in the possibility of your success and strengthens your resolve to pursue it. The more vividly you can imagine your success, the more motivated you'll feel to take the necessary steps to achieve it. Your vision doesn't just need to be something you think about occasionally. It should be a living, breathing part of your everyday life. It should fuel your actions energize your efforts, and keep you focused on what truly matters. Remember that it's not always going to be a linear path. There will be ups and downs and moments where you may doubt whether it's all worth it. But in those moments, remind yourself of the clarity that your vision provides. It's the fuel that will keep you moving forward when everything else feels uncertain. With a clear vision, you'll be able to make decisions that align with your goals, and when challenges arise, you'll have the strength to continue. Your vision becomes the foundation upon which all your efforts are built, and it will guide you through the obstacles and detours along the way. There are always two paths, the path of least resistance and the path of greatest growth. The path of least resistance is often tempting as it's easy, familiar, and requires minimal effort. It's the comfortable path that most people take. However, it's on the path of greatest growth that you'll truly unlock your potential. This path is more difficult. It requires persistence, resilience, and a willingness to face discomfort. But it's also where the most valuable lessons are learned and where the greatest rewards are found. You're constantly challenged to stretch your abilities, to go beyond your current limits, and to confront your fears and weaknesses. It's a path filled with obstacles, but it's also the path that leads to personal transformation and fulfillment. It's easy to take the path of least resistance, but it's ultimately the path of greatest growth that brings you the success and personal development you desire. People who achieve extraordinary success are the ones who consistently choose the path of greatest growth. They don't shy away from challenges or discomfort. Instead, they embrace them as opportunities to grow and learn. They understand that growth comes from pushing past your comfort zone, from doing what's difficult, from failing and getting back up again, and from persistently moving forward despite the obstacles. They know that the greatest rewards come from the greatest challenges. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to become better, to learn more, and to grow stronger. You need a willingness to step into the unknown. The path of least resistance is familiar and predictable, but the path of growth requires you to take risks, make mistakes, and embrace uncertainty. It's uncomfortable, but it's where you find your true potential. Without challenges, there is no growth. If you avoid challenges, you avoid growth. But if you choose the path of greatest growth, you choose to expand your capabilities, strengthen your resilience, and achieve more than you ever thought possible. You have to be willing to endure discomfort and face adversity head on. Success isn't about avoiding failure or escaping hardship. It's about developing the strength to handle these things with grace and determination. The path of greatest growth requires resilience, determination, and a refusal to settle for mediocrity. It requires you to be committed to your vision, even when the road is difficult. And when you choose this path, you choose to grow, evolve, and achieve the greatness that you were meant for. The ability to make the right decisions and take the right actions is one of the greatest skills you can develop. However, decision making isn't just about choosing between options. It's about making choices that align with your goals, values, and vision for the future. Every day, you are presented with a series of decisions, both big and small, and the outcomes of those decisions can have a significant impact on your success. Your life is the result of the decisions you've made up to this point, and your future will be shaped by the decisions you make from this moment forward. Making the right decisions starts with being clear about your goals and values. When you know what you truly want and what you stand for, it becomes much easier to make decisions that align with your long-term objectives. Without clarity, it's easy to make decisions based on short-term desires, external pressure, or momentary emotions. But these types of decisions rarely lead to lasting fulfillment or success. When you are guided by a clear vision, it becomes easier to filter out distractions and make decisions that keep you on track toward your ultimate goals. One of the most powerful ways to make better decisions is to practice intentional thinking. Instead of reacting impulsively to situations, take a moment to pause and reflect before making a choice. Ask yourself, will this decision bring me closer to my goal? Or does this align with my values and vision? When you take the time to think through your decisions, you're less likely to make choices that you'll regret later. Intentional thinking allows you to make decisions with purpose, and those decisions will lead you toward the success and growth you desire. Another important aspect of decision making is learning from your mistakes. No one makes perfect decisions all the time. You will encounter situations where you make the wrong choice or experience failure. However, each decision, whether it leads to success or failure, provides valuable lessons. When you make a mistake, instead of dwelling on regret or frustration, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Use your mistakes as stepping stones to better decisions in the future. The ability to learn from your mistakes is what helps you grow and become more adept at making the right decisions over time. As you continue to develop the skill of decision making, it's important to trust your instincts. Often, your intuition will guide you toward the best choice, especially when you've aligned yourself with your values and vision. Trusting yourself gives you the confidence to make decisions with conviction. The more you practice making aligned, intentional decisions, the easier it becomes to trust your judgment and move forward with confidence. Remember that your future is shaped by the decisions you make today. Each choice you make, no matter how small, contributes to the trajectory of your life. By making decisions that align with your vision and values, you create a life that reflects your true potential and aspirations. Every decision is an opportunity to move closer to your goals and to build the future you want. So make those decisions wisely, with clarity, intention, and a deep belief in your ability to create the life you desire.